Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that pass! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Welcome along to Group C in the Club World Cup. Final match day in Group C, and our focus tonight is Benfica against Bayern Munich. Auckland City take on Boca Juniors at the same time tonight, and we'll keep you updated with how that game goes on in the other Group C game throughout the evening. We'll keep you updated when we get any news of any goals in that game. We'll keep you updated. But we're bringing you the game between Bayern Munich, who take on Benfica this evening. Benfica is the nominated home side for this game today, which is a really good match-up, and one that I'm looking forward to seeing tonight. Some good players on show tonight, and some players being rested by both sides tonight for this game today, as we get ready for what is going to be a big match in terms of the actual outcome and who will finish top of each group, as we get ready for what's going to be a big game this evening. In this game, as there's a former Manchester City player in the lineup for Benfica this evening, and some familiar names in there as well. Former Manchester United man in there as well for Benfica, and some well-known players in the Bayern Munich side, or FC Bayern Munich side, for the Group C encounter. If you're tuned in for the very first time today, hello, welcome along to you. It's very good to have you with us for this game between Benfica and Bayern Munich. With this game getting ready to go underway very, very shortly. 8 o'clock kickoff is what's scheduled kickoff time, but we'll be a few minutes late for the kickoff, as the Bayern Munich players just walking out to the field. There is Thomas Muller walking out onto the field of play. He's in their starting lineup today. We'll run you through the full sides very soon. There's Bischoff as well walking out. Number 16 there walking out now as well, which is Palhinha, from a Fulham man, of course. And walking out last, the Bayern skipper and a German legend, Manuel Neuer, comes out last for Bayern Munich this evening. They're in their change strip today of white, with Benfica being the nominated home side. They get to play in their traditional red this evening. Big game then in the Club World Cup. I'll bring you the team news very shortly for the game, which is in Group C between Benfica and FC Bayern Munich. And I'll bring you the match officials as well very shortly, as we get ready to give you the teams very soon. But let's just first say a very good evening to Mike Orneman. Oh, good day, Mike. Thank you very much. Good evening to Nicholas as well. Thank you very much, Nicholas. And good evening to Paul, who says he's going to keep us updated on the Boca game against Auckland City this evening as well. That is very much appreciated. Now let's look at the two teams tonight starting with Benfica this evening, as the team's on your screen right now, as they will line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, with Trubin in goal, Orsens, Silva, Otamendi and Dahl across the back, Sanchez and Barreiro in front of the back four, Di Maria, Vistani and Schladl up behind Pavlidis in the attack. There is the bench at the side of that there. Now let's take a look at the team for Bayern Munchen, FC Bayern Munchen or Bayern Munich. They will line up with Manuel Neuer in goal, Boy up in the corner, Stančić and Guerrero across the back, João Palhinha and Pavlovic. Muller in the attack. Let's run you through the match officials then ahead of kick-off for this game today. And the match officials is Francois Lexiter is the match referee, assisted by Cyril Munier, Memede Ramune, with Espen Escats as the fourth official. VAR is Jeremy Brissard, assisted by Ivan Bibek, is the main VAR tonight for this game, as we almost set to go then in the game between Benfica and Bayern Munich. Hopefully everybody is doing well this evening, and thank you for tuning in tonight. We've got Nicholas, Mike and Paul, three of my colleagues on the channel tuning in for this evening's game. Paul will be looking in to see how Bayern Munich go on against Benfica, with Bayern being one of the teams that he closely follows and likes to see how they get on. Burnley and Arsenal are the other two which he closely follows. As you may notice, that Harry Kane not in the starting lineup today for Bayern Munich. He's on the bench, as he will be buying together off and underway. They'll be taking the goal away to my left hand side in the first half for this game this evening. And we are underway in the game between Bayern Munich and Benfica and Bayern Munich this evening, as there is your match commentator, so you know who's on the call today. As Bayern Munich will look to start off well. Already got a plus 16 goal difference in the tournament, winning 10-0 in the opening game and then 6-0 in their second game for Bayern Munich. And we're looking forward to this one tonight. It is up in the corner, bringing the ball out of mid of the defence. Out wide there to Boyer, who's just gone on the overlap there of Sane. And now it's Pavlovic for Bayern from Stančić, who plays a wonderful ball out wide to Boyer there, up from the right back positions into Sane, who tries to on his man. Sane can't keep it in there, and Benfica do well to win the ball back through Dahl over there, and it's out for a throw-in. Good bit of play there as from Benfica. There's Bruno Lage, the Benfica boss. He was the manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers in the Premier League, remember? And this is a really good start to the game, as Benfica win themselves yet another throw-in. Vincent Kompany, from Manchester City player. He's got that wonder goal for Manchester City a few seasons ago, and he also was the former Burnley boss before leaving Turf Moor to go in charge of Bayern. As now Benfica will try and come forward down this near side as they try and get Angel Di Maria into play early on, as he's not back to Manuel Neuer, was playing as the sweeper keeper for Bayern, as he likes to do these days. Does Manuel Neuer, as we see Bayern just knocking the ball around well, as up in the corner, coming through the art of defence into Stančić, who can get the ball forward in behind here looking for Serge Gnabry, who can't get there, a former Arsenal man, and the ball was out of play for the goal kick to Benfica. 2.5 minutes into the game, it remains 0-0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub, the other game taking place this evening is Auckland City against Boca Juniors. We'll keep you up to date with that one this evening as we bring you Benfica against Bayern in the Club World Cup. As here comes Bayern with Upamecano in the ball back from Polina, and now are there to Boy, who's doing really, really well onto Sane, back towards Boy again, and he's cut out there by Barreiro, and he's back now with Silva out wide to this far side of the left, and Dahl, who can cut in field. Back he goes to Barreiro, and back he goes now to Trubin, who takes a touch into Otamendi, who rolls it across there to his centre-back partner Silva, gets the ball forward into the path there of Di Maria, who goes down. No free kick given as Sane comes away with possession now for Bayern. Plays it through for Thomas Muller. Muller into the penalty area, crossing deep towards the back post. Silva heads it away and he's behind for a corner kick to Bayern Munich. Good start to the game. End-to-end stuff at this moment. Bayern with the early chances of Stanic with that wonderful ball through there. Set Bayern on their way. And now Serge Gnabry will come across to take a corner kick inside the opening 4 minutes for Bayern. Can they get to an opening goal of the game early on here? Set the tone again like they have done in previous matches this afternoon. This afternoon's the ball in towards the penalty area, towards the far side, and this is wonderful bit of play there from Sane to turn away from his man. He lost out there to number 25 Pastane. Did well in there for Benfica to win the ball back there. Upamecano won his side of throw-in, which is received from Boy and into Paulinho from a Fulham man, of course. Bayern top of the group on 7 points as it stands. Benfica in second on 5. Boca third. Auckland bottom on 2 and 1 points respectively throughout this group game so far, with the 5 minutes going well about both games, and it's 0-0 between Benfica and Bayern, and also Auckland and Boca Juniors. Here comes Polina. A bit of movement here, Polina, as he will look to try and spread the ball forward. He finds Upamecano instead, the Frenchman. Did well for France in the Nations League tournament, where he's also done well in some of the Euros and the World Cups for France as well. They're Upamecano, really good player, really good defender. Likes to tackle, as Gnabry finds Upamecano again. Out wide to this far side, and Sane, who can keep this ball in play there. Over on that far side, the Bayern right. And Sane gave the ball away, but Bayern tried to win it back in midfield. But Benfica doing well to battle for possession with Pavlidis. Helping out there was Shadlup. And now here comes Barreiro, who can charge forward from the defensive midfield role into Pastane. How wide will he go now? Yes, he will. Into the path of Angel Di Maria, will coach in field. Di Maria will line up a shot here. No. He said he goes out wide to Schneiderlup. Into the penalty area he goes, crossed in, deflects behind for a corner. And Schneiderlup does really, really well there to win his side of corner. And it remains 0-0. I just want to give a big shout out to Nicholas Jones as well. Fantastic commentaries on the England Under-21 games and also the Soccer Aid game, which you can hear on the commentary hub. Go check those out if you can. As this corner for Benfica is whipped in towards the near post, cleared away by Upamecano, and Bayern will now try and break. They're in the white shirts tonight if you're watching along with our pictures this evening. I'm not sure which side they're in. If you just tuned on and wondering which side they're in, you can't see the scoreboard in the top of your corner. I can tell you Bayern are in white tonight. As there in shot of Vincent Kompany, who's barking out some instructions. As a man down here for Benfica. And while Benfica have got a man down, is Angel Di Maria went down under the challenge of Dirt up in the corner, won his side. To win his side of free kick there, Angel Di Maria. Paul James is there as know that Boca Juniors need to reverse a 6-goal difference to have a chance of progressing in the competition. So it's going to be a big tall ask for Boca to do that, as Angel Di Maria will look to deliver this free kick into the penalty area, and he delivers it well inside the box there. William, bit of play, can't keep the ball in play, was number 18 Barreiro, manages to get the foot onto the ball now. They wouldn't pass him initially, and now Prestoni delivers the ball into the penalty area, cleared away. Angel Di Maria lines up a strike, and he's just gone wide of the post there from Angel Di Maria. Just see Bayern goalkeeper, no, he get a touch to it. I think he does. I think a corner's been given there, and it's a good start to this game. Benfica with a strike there from Angel Di Maria from distance. Just 2 round the post there from Manuel Neuer. And that's a decent effort from the former Manchester United man, Angel Di Maria. Benfica 0, Bayern Munich 0, as Angel Di Maria will take a corner coming towards 9 minutes on the clock. Will be a corner from Di Maria to Prestani. Prestani back to Di Maria, who lays it off there for Sanchez, who lines up a strike, and he deflects into the arms gratefully there of Manuel Neuer. The bowls the ball out well to Serge Gnabry, who knocks it back to Guerrero, and further back there to Stanic, who can bring this ball forward this evening. Into up in the corner for Bayern Munich, midway inside the half, coming up towards the centre circle. He finds Stanic, who finds back to up in the corner, goes to the right hand side there, and Paulinho who's dropping in there at times. Paulinho also is Pavlovic dropping in there as well, and to make it a back three at times, with Boy and Guerrero pushing on. And now he's up in the corner. Fanboy, who goes back to Pavlovic, sends a ball looking for the run there of the number 22. Guerrero gone forward from the back, and good pressure this from Bayern, causing a number of problems for Benfica. Don't know how to control this. We played just over 10 minutes in this game. Benfica 0, Bayern 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, Russ Venn can hear through the action on this game this evening between Benfica and Bayern Munich. Group C of the Club World Cup. This game has been played in Charlotte at the Bank of America Stadium, and I can tell you it remains goalless if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary. Also, as I stand, from what I understand, it's still 0-0 between Boca and Auckland. We'll get to that in a moment as Sané can't keep the ball in play over on that far side. Mike's just saying one of his friends is out there on holiday at the moment in America and has gone to the Boca Juniors game against Auckland City. That's just supporting Auckland tonight. Hopefully she has a good time, Mike. As it remains 0-0 between Benfica and Bayern Munich in the other Group C clash. And from what I'm saying, it's still 0-0 in the Auckland against Boca Juniors game as well. As here's Otamendi for Benfica, and then back we lose out there, but it comes back to Nicolas Otamendi, and there's a foul in there on the edge of the penalty area from Pavlovic, who was on the edge of the Benfica penalty area. Foul on Otamendi, then nudged him over, nudged Pereira over as well, who nudged over Otamendi, did Pereira, after he was nudged over by Pavlovic. There's a good press in this from Bayern as they force Benfica to go along, and Boy just heads the ball down. And now here comes Bayern Munich back in numbers to defend this Benfica attack. Here comes Angel Di Maria, wide there to number 8, Osonas in towards the penalty, and the shot comes in, and into the back of the net it goes, and it's the goal scorer from Benfica. It's Benfica who's taken the lead. It's number 21, Schneiderlup, who was up in the scoring, and Benfica take the lead, and it's coming against him in the play. Schneiderlup with the goal, and I've got to say, Benfica caught out Bayern Munich on the counter-attack there, and Bayern Munich trail by a goal to nil. Well taken goal. Brilliant run from Angel Di Maria. How wide he went there, bowling to the penalty, and Schneiderlup comes in round the back. Unmarked here. Brilliant ball across there from Orgesons, the number 8. Orgesons across to the back post, and Schneiderlup coming into the back post, puts it into the back of the net, and he gives Benfica the lead against Bayern Munich. And I've got to say, it was a well-taken strike as well. And Benfica are now into the lead in this game against Bayern Munich after just 13 minutes on the clock. And it's Benfica 1, Bayern 0 in the Club World Cup game. And we're covering this evening. Still 0-0 in the other game, from what I understand, between Auckland and Boca Juniors. But a well-taken goal there to give Benfica the lead against Bayern Munich on 13 minutes through Schneiderlup. Of course, I wish you could have gone out there to some of the matches as well. Like I said, that was a beautiful goal. It was, Mike. Brilliantly taken and well taken as well. It was a really nice score from Benfica's point of view, poor from Bayern's view as well. Bayern just never picked up. Schneiderlup at the back post there. With that goal as it stands, Benfica top the group on 7 points, Bayern is second on 6, Boca in third on 2, and all finishing bottom on 1 point as it stands in Group C of the Club World Cup, where Benfica currently lead Bayern Munich by a goal to nil. If you just joined us, Schneiderlup finished off a well-taken move from Benfica, set by Ornesons, the number 8. Brilliant finish. Coming in beyond past Boy, he didn't really see him, and pushed into the back of the net. And I'm wondering whether Bayern will have facing the prize for making quite a lot of changes tonight. No Harry Kane in the starting lineup. He's on the bench, as you can see on your screens. But that's what it gets when you make wholesale changes to your side. As is Ornesons again into Angel Di Maria. Di Maria charging forward, going one way then the other. Angel Di Maria inside the penalty area, goes one way then the other, goes down. Benfica won a penalty. Didn't look like a penalty there to me. VAR will check that as we speak. VAR will be checking that as we speak, as Benfica just trying to close down Bayern here, as they will try and come away with that. Polina goes up in the corner, and I can tell you that I think VAR have checked and cleared that penalty incident. From what I understand, there'll be no penalty kick for Benfica, that one. As the Angel Di Maria was the man who went down. He's back on his feet and by doing defending there as Guerrero now picks up for Bayern. Into number 20, Bischoff across towards Thomas Muller, who went down there. No free kick given for Bayern Munich on the edge of the penalty area. About 25 yards out or so, as it now Benfica come forward with Orsons, who does well into Angel Di Maria again, into Sanchez. Sanchez is being watched closely by Thomas Muller, and he almost robbed him there, did Muller, of possession. Not of anything else. It's been a good game so far in this game between Bayern Munich and Benfica. Benfica lead by a goal to nil, as you can see on the top of your screen. Here they come again. Benfica charging forward towards the penalty. Chelsea goes down. The referee says no penalty there, as Pavlidis went down inside the penalty area. Bruno Lodge is wanting in there, so too is Pavlidis. And I don't think it is a penalty either. To be fair, we'd like to see it again though if we get a chance. 2 penalty claims for Benfica. No given. VAR have checked it as well and cleared it. Who I understand as well. As Sane now for Bayern into Thomas Muller. He tries to clear back towards Sane, but he's cleared away. He's going to have to throw it now. And no penalty. Benfica is still complaining to the referee, who's saying it's no penalty, no penalty, no penalty. He's saying to them. And he's had word as well from VAR that it's not going to be a penalty. And now here comes Bischoff for Bayern Munich into Upper Meccano. As Bayern will come forward against Sane. Drops it back there to Pavlovic. Upper Meccano once more. Out to Boy on that far side. Pavlovic again. Plays it into Thomas Muller. Who goes down and he's injured and there's a yellow card here for... Who's it for here? Is it for Nicholas? I'm trying to work out who that yellow card has gone to there. Was it Sanchez or was it Nicholas Otamendi who's got booked here for Benfica? I think it may be Nicholas Otamendi here. Or was it Sanchez? Because Renato Sanchez who's actually got booked, and it is. And Renato Sanchez has been booked here for Bayern against Manchester for Benfica, and you can't have any complaints there for me, as the yellow card there confirmed at the bottom of your screen. And news has filtered through to the Boca fans who are quite right now, according to Paul James, our man watching that game for us. Thank you very much, Paul. And Mike agrees with me that it was never a penalty for Benfica. He lost his footing. I agree with you, Mike. As Bayern will try and get back into this game, as they will look to try and get something from this set piece. As they'll be crossing towards the penalty area, will it? Yes, Sane delivers that ball towards the penalty area. It's cleared away this time, and Boyd just drops it all the way back now to Manuel Neuer, who's right about the centre circle. The out wide to Sane there now, who can come forward. Nabu was out there too. Sane now has it once more. A bit of full work here. Stanic out wide to Guerrero towards the penalty area. Cleared away. Comes back towards the edge of the penalty area. Benfica just managed to clear. And I believe this is away. As you know, he's come off there up to Meccano. And luckily for Bayern, he goes behind for a corner to Benfica there. And you've got to say, Neuer and Meccano got all each other's way there. As we see this ball again come through, Angel Di Maria couldn't get there, and they come sliding out. From Meccano tried to shepherd it back to Neuer. Neuer came rushing out to clear, but he got in the back of the Frenchman and almost bounded back into the back of the net. Then that was very unlucky he didn't do that, because it would have been a mix-up at the back there. I agree with that as well, Mike. And would you like to comment out in a second, or just have a look at the chat there from what Mike said as the corner for Benfica is taken into towards the penalty from Angel Di Maria. Schneider is trying to keep the ball in there, but he lets him run out of playing, and then for a throw into Benfica, the goal scorer. Scored the goal on 13 minutes to give his side a 1-0 lead over Bayern Munich. Mike was just said there as well a minute or two ago. He also thinks a more clinical forward takes the shots early. There may be a confidence issue. Potentially, Mike. I think that's what might be the case. You're probably quite right with that one. As now, here comes Nicola Otamendi, who takes a touch and plays this ball forward. And he runs through into the arms of Manuel Neuer. who balls the ball out, and Bayern who can get on the front foot. Is Stanic who can bring this ball up towards halfway into Pavlovic across to Polina. Yal Polina, the former Fulham man, to up in the corner inside the centre circle. Pavlovic inside the centre circle as well, and plays it to Stanic, who gets the ball forward here now into Gnabry gets it back there to Pavlovic. Across there to Polina. Polina takes a touch into the number 20, Bischoff. Back to Polina once more. Up in the corner now, joining in the attack midway inside the Benfica half of the field. He's now up in the corner inside the centre circle, just on halfway. Across to Stanic, who can come over halfway, back on halfway now, and into Pavlovic, across to Polina. We'll play this from Polina as he gets this ball forward. And Muller trying to keep the ball moving forward for Bayern. He breaks now to Bischoff, whose shot is charged down. Comes for Manuel Neuer, will it? Yes, Manuel Neuer takes it inside the centre circle. Brings it into the path of Polina. Polina across there to Stanic, who can bring this ball forward. Wonderful 1-2 there with Pavlovic. Guerrero was there as well. Now into the path there of Polina. Going from Meccano. Sane back to Polina. From Meccano once more inside the centre circle. Coming towards the midway half of the Benfica half of the field. Gnabry drops it back there to Stanic. Stanic gets the ball forward into the path of Pavlovic. Now Polina. A bit of footwork here from Polina into the path of Sane. Sane out wide to Boy. Boy does well in field. He goes to Polina, but the offside flag is up against Boy. He came out from an offside position there, and he remains 0-0. If you just tune into us here on the commentary, Russ Gagne through the action of this Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 clash in the Club World Cup. And it's good to have you on with us for this game today, as Benfica will try and break forward with possession. But there's a man down for Benfica, and the referee has stopped the play here now, just as Guerrero's got the ball, and it's number 25, Castani, who's down here for Benfica. I'm just looking at this one again. And Pavlovic will really go away there, and he really should have hit the target there for me. He went down far too easy, and I do not see that as a penalty. I think the referee got that one spot on there, in my opinion. Gunnar Lodge didn't agree with my assessments there, or the referee's assessment, when Pavlidis, should I say, went down inside the penalty area. In fact, he was nudged in the bad by up in Meccano. And now Pavlovic gets it out wide there to Sane. Pavlovic will take the throw-in back to Upper Meccano. This game's being played in Charlotte, in America, as part of the Club World Cup matches. This game is being played at the Bank of America Stadium for this game between Benfica and Bayern Munich. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub, if you want to watch the game along with our commentary rather than the TV's commentary, up at the top there where you can see the scoreboard. We've also got at the time which we're on as well, so you can sync us up with your TV, so you can listen to our coverage with our commentary and our graphics and everything on the screen as well, and have the match footage on. And what I'm going to say as well is, if you're tuning in via the Twitch this evening, which is RustyVernon_92 is the Twitch channel where you can hear us this evening. You're about to go out in your car. What you can do, you can change it to audio only, place up to your car via the Bluetooth, and listen to our coverage while you're driving around, so you never miss a kick of this game between Benfica and Bayern Munich, and we'll keep you updated as well with the game between Auckland City and Boca Juniors, where I understand it is still 0-0 in the other Group C encounter in the Club World Cup this evening. We're spending the coverage of this game this evening, and I can tell you there has been a goal in the other game this evening, and I'll bring you that news of that goal in just a second. As I've just got wind there's been a goal in that other game, and I can tell you about that one in just a second after this attack from Bayern Munich as Gnabry delivers a ball in towards the penalty area. He's chested down here well, and it's a free kick to Benfica. Foul on Dahl inside the penalty. Foul on Schneiderlup inside the penalty after Dahl played it to him. There was a foul by Boy who went down as well. And we're just getting word from our man Paul James that there has been a goal. It's Boca Juniors 1, Auckland City 0. An own goal by Garro in that game. It's put Boca Juniors 1-0 up in the other Group C encounter in the Club World Cup. Auckland 0, Boca Juniors 1 there. So what that means for Group C in the Club World Cup right now, Benfica top the group on 7 points. Bayern is second on 6. Benfica and Bayern going through. Bayern going through despite losing this game this evening. Boca are in third on 4 points. And Auckland City are in bottom in fourth. 3 defeats out of 3. Scored none, conceded 17 goals this evening. Well, this tournament thus far, not this evening. But he remains 1-0 here and 1-0 in the other game there as well. Thank you for Paul for that update there on the match this evening, as we can keep you updated with the other match. Now we are bringing you this evening, coming up towards 30 minutes gone in this game. Benfica 1, Bayern 0, as we have just going for a cooling break. So let me recap you what happened in this game right now. If you are just tuning into us right now, and there it is on your screen there, so you know where we are in the game, and so you know what's happening in the game as well. So let's just recap you what's happening in this game in the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte between Benfica and Bayern Munich. It was Bayern Munich went behind on 13 minutes after a well-taken goal from Schneiderlup. It was a brilliant bit of move by Benfica, which was collected by the right back Ornesons, who did really, really well to get forward. And his ball into the penalty area found the Schneiderlup well, and he put the ball into the back of the net to give Benfica the lead there. And it was a well taken goal in the end, and you've got to say that it was coming a little bit from Benfica. They just started to get into the game there, and Benfica deserved the lead at the time they did. We're still at the cooling break at this moment in time. We'll keep you updated on the game in the other match in Group C, which Boca Juniors lead Auckland City by a goal to 0. And if Bayern were to turn this around, Boca Juniors were to score more than 6 against Auckland City, then they could potentially go through, depending on the results. But as it stands, Boca are going out with Auckland, Benfica finishing top, and Bayern finishing second as it stands right now. While the players are taking a drink, I just took a drink as well. Keep myself hydrated. Very warm day as well for the commentators. Just sat in the commentary position rather than running around on the pitch. The cooling break's been around about going towards 2 minutes from the cooling break, as the break's still continuing. As there's boys sat in the dugout just getting some final instructions from the manager there in terms of Vincent Kompany. The players were out there going back out onto the field right now. They were just sat inside the penalty, inside the dugouts there, getting some instructions on board from both managers. The cooling break is almost over, and we'll be getting ready to get this game back off and underway again very, very soon. It'll be a free kick to Auckland City to get the game back. Not Auckland, Benfica to get this game back underway, should I say. And we mentioned a team who's not playing today against Bayern, but it's Benfica who will get this game back off and underway. And they have done with a good cross ball down line looking towards Angel Di Maria, who can't keep the ball in play. And then Guerrero gets on with the throwing. Van Stanic and across there to up in the corner. So it lasted around about 3 minutes, the cooling break, and it remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, we're also live on Storm FM, and we're also live as well on my personal Twitch channel this evening. Russ P Vernon _92 is where you need to be. As here comes Gnabry to the penalty area, shot blocked, and he breaks inside the penalty area. Clear away, comes out to Pavlovic on the edge of the penalty area, worked out wide to his near side the right as Pavlovic just gets it back again from the corner, keeps the ball moving. Here is number 20, Bischoff for Bayern. Boy there now gets it back to Bischoff again, who finds up from the corner to Stanic. Out wide to Gnabry. Serge Gnabry knocks it in field to Polina. On to Pavlovic. Boy there. How wide it goes there to Sane. Back to Pavlovic again. Up in the corner once more. Stanic this time. A bit of move from Bayern, just being forced back though this time by Prestani. Now we get into Muller. Muller trying to keep the ball, but he almost lost his foot in there, and Bayern win the ball back through Polina. Infield here, but the referee has stopped the play, so the ball went out of play for a throw-in to Bayern, which Guerrero has taken quickly for Polina to find up in the corner. Into Polina once more. Stanic has possession. How wide it goes into the path of Gnabry. Gnabry drops the ball infield to Polina. Polina just moves on to up in the corner. Out wide to Boy there, who does well. Back to up in the corner. And he's almost giving the ball away here. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. As here comes Benfica once more. Angel Di Maria inside. He goes there to Sanchez. Sanchez looks to bring this ball forward. Out wide to that far side. And Schneider gets it back to Sanchez once more. And here comes Silva now for Benfica. Out wide to Orson's the right back. Good bit of play from him to go back to Trubin this time after being under pressure there on Bischoff, and he's done well. Darrow there gets the ball down the line. Who loses out there this time does the number 21, Schneider, up the goal scorer. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. Bruno Lage, the Benfica boss, was the boss of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Didn't really have a good spell at Molineux, but is doing well at Benfica. Friend of the channel, and one of my colleagues came around. They didn't really rate him that much, I don't think, from memory. It was Bruno Lage, that is. As here comes Schneider there, who's looking good down the left-hand channel, facing towards the penalty area. Drops the ball back for Angel Di Maria, who crosses in towards the penalty area and is just over the top of the crossbar in the end. Too much on that from Angel Di Maria, and remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. If you just tuned into us here on the commentary, have been fantastic game of football. There's a man down here for Benfica, and it's Cristani who's down injured here. And Cristani is the man down, and the Upamecano's looking on, and so too is Pavlidis and Guerrero. Upamecano's having a word with the match referee tonight. Among there is as well. One of the passes his water bottle to the referee so he could take on a bit of fluids there. Upamecano taking on some fluids, so too is Manuel Neuer, and there's warm-ups happening down on the field there. So I think getting a bit of fluids on board as well. Upamecano, see the sweat pouring from him. As Benfica just get ready to potentially make a change down there, and there's a couple of players warming up down on the bench. Here there's the number 17, it looks like Karim Aktürkoğlu, should I say, and also I think you look like Thiago Gouveia was warming up down there as well. It remains 1-0 to Benfica. Pastane is making his way off of the field. He'll be checked over by the medical staff. He wants to just put some water over his face to wake himself up and make sure he's okay. Manuel Neuer gets the drop ball from the referee, and we're now back underway in the game. Upamecano goes into the midfield. In fact, Pavlovic, out wide to this, he said, side in Gnabry. Gnabry goes same field. Serge Gnabry does well to find Pavlovic. Now here's Boy to find Sane. Pavlovic. Polinia's inside and he finds him. Back to Pavlovic again. And now Stanic can keep the ball ticking over for Bayern. Gnabry there. Back it goes to Stanic into the path of Polinia to Upamecano in towards Guerrero. Polinia again to Stanic this time. Across there to Pavlovic, who gets the ball back. And Upamecano out wide. This time to Sane. Infield to Boy to Sane. To Polinia to Sane. To Upamecano, who turns. Brings this ball back forward into Polinia. Polinia does well to find Pavlidis. To find Pavlovic, let's say, rather than Pavlidis. He's now with the number 22 Guerrero, who goes in field here to find Polinia. Across to Upamecano. Upamecano does well to find Guerrero. Gave the ball away to Sanchez on the edge of his own penalty area, and Benfica will try and get Angel Di Maria away, but he saw the danger was being covered. So the ball was being covered by Stanic because of the heat. Decided not to go after it, as he's now into Gnabry on this near side. But there's a crossing towards the penalty area, and there's a free kick inside the penalty area for Benfica. Pushed over was Silva by, I think it was Thomas Muller, inside the penalty area there, pushing over his man. And it remains 1-0 to Benfica as we see the ball in again. And yes, you can just see there, was pushed over. It wasn't Thomas Muller who pushed him over, actually. It was number 20 who pushed over there. Bischoff was the man who pushed Silva over there. And we played 42 minutes, and it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. Both teams still have 5 subs left. to make. Both teams get 5 subs each to make. You can only make him in 3 intervals. But if you want to make one at half time, that doesn't count towards your 3 stoppages in the game to make your substitutions. We still have 5 allotted subs to make. If that makes sense to our listeners out there, just to explain how that works. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0 as Boy keeps the ball in play and wins his side of throwing down near the corner flag, just a couple of yards away over on that far side. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. And twice in quick succession that Boca Juniors have hit the bar against Auckland City. Still 1-0 there as it's out towards Serge Gnabry on this near side. Gnabry towards the penalty, pulls the ball back. And a shot comes in and just over the top of the crossbar there from Leroy Sané. I think he was leaning back there, Sané. And if you lean back, you're always going to fail to hit the target. Get your foot, get your knee over the ball, get your head down as well, and strike the ball cleanly like that, rather than letting the ball go, rather than leaning back and striking over the top of the ball, which then makes it go eye wide and not so handsome. There, you've got to say, Serge Gnabry was wondering why there was no one inside the penalty area when that first ball came across. What about the penalty spot area where Thomas Muller or Bishop should have been? The boys there tend to find the back from Benfica's goal kick and plays it off him. Schneiderlup there who wins his side a goal win, and Boy wins his side a goal kick, which will be taken by Stanic to Manuel Neuer. We're coming up towards the final 30 seconds of normal time, where we'll see how many minutes in a second we will get, how many minutes of stoppage time there will be at the end of this first half. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. Straight out of play there from Manuel Neuer. And in around about 5 seconds time, we'll find out how many minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half we will have. And we're into 4 additional minutes at the end of this first period between Benfica and Bayern Munich, where Bayern Munich trail by a goal to 0. Schneiderlup was on possession now with the only goal of the game thus far in Cousins Field. And there is Pastani, who's back on the field. Who went down initially is Angel Di Maria. Now for Benfica, knocks the ball back here now, and here they come again. Still Benfica. Mawson's does well to keep hold of possession. Good bit of full work here now, and here comes Benfica, who lead by a goal to, but the offside flag was up there against Renato Sanchez. And Bayern Munich boss Vincent Kompany telling his players to keep switched on, keep your eyes on where the ball is, and it's a Benfica free kick. I thought they were giving it the other way for an handball against Renato Sanchez, but the free kick was given for the foul on Renato Sanchez. Angel Di Maria to take this set piece then for Benfica. You will whip the ball in towards the penalty area. Round the back, and he comes in and just bounces the wrong side of the penalty area. Otamendi was coming in. He tried to get the ball, tried to get in and keep the ball alive, but the bounce of the ball just evaded the former Manchester City man, and he goes out of play for a goal kick, which has been taken quickly as Boy tries up towards halfway. He has to turn and go inside to Pavlovic. And this is good play now into Bishop, who finds Sané. Sané will deliver the crossing towards the penalty. Thomas Muller's there. Thomas Muller goes down, and the referee wanting a foul in there, but the offside flag is up against Thomas Muller there, I believe. And it remains 1-0 to Benfica. It's fantastic bowling again from Leroy Sané. He's done that all evening. Leroy Sané. Thomas Muller there, but he was brought down, no penalty, and it was just flagged offside. And now here comes Pavlidis to keep all the possession for Benfica just before the half-time. Schneiderlup back to Pavlidis, and Schneiderlup's goal on 13 minutes is the difference between the two sides as we come towards the end of the first half. Less than 90 seconds of stoppage time to go. But we've got 4 added. We've played almost 3 of those, so we've got around about a minute or just over a minute left to play in this game as in the first half. Trubin just sends this ball forward. It's Dimirovic trying to get on the end of that ball forward. Is Guerrero to clear the ball downfield for Bayern to try and get to half-time trailing by 1 goal to rather than more, or even try and get the ball over the end of the field away to my left-hand side to try and help Bayern get back into the game before the half-time interval. Here is Polina, a bit of movement, and he goes down there. Thomas Muller keeps out of possession. Polina once more. Pavlovic has possession this time, and he drives forward into space. Boy's there. He's got Sonny in behind. The final ball was poor by Boy. I think that was a very poor ball. But now it's Pavlidis just to hold up the play well here for Benfica into Angel Di Maria as we come towards the end of the first period, as we get ready. And there we go. There it is. It is half time in the game between Benfica and Bayern Munich, where it's currently 1-0 to Bayern. It's 1-0 currently to Benfica against Bayern, thanks to Schneiderlup's goal on 13 minutes. The difference at half time in the Club World Cup Group C encounter here at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. I can tell you that there's plus 5 minutes in the game between Boca Juniors and Auckland City. From what I understand, it is still 1-0 in that other game in the Club World Cup. It is still Boca 1. It is Auckland 0, Boca Juniors 1 in that game. Coming up towards half time there as well. Stay with it till that one goes. We're just going to take a quick break right now, but when we return, we'll be back with the second half action as we keep you updated with both games. But just before we do that, I can tell you in the other match, it is Boca Juniors 1, Auckland City 0 at half time. So before I go for a break, I can tell you what the situation is like in the tables in Group C. So as it stands at half time in these matches, Benfica lead by a goal against Bayern, Boca lead 1-0 against Auckland. Benfica finishing top on 7 points, Bayern finishing second on 6, Boca finishing third on 4, Auckland finishing bottom on none. In Group C in the Club World Cup. So a fantastic first half in our match that we're covering here this evening between Benfica and Bayern Munich. Schneiderlin scored the difference. Well taken goal as well. Brilliant move involving Orsons, the right back. Brilliant ball across into the penalty area. No one picked him up. Came in between Boy and Sane and up in the corner to finish off well. Beyond Manuel Neuer left the German with no chance. But at half time in the Club World Cup Group C encounter, it is Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. Join me again in around about 15 minutes time for the start of the second half. Welcome back to the second half between Benfica and Bayern Munich, where Benfica currently lead by a 0 thanks to Schneiderlup's goal on 13 minutes, the difference between the two sides as we get ready for the start of the second half. We'll keep you up to date with the other group game in Group C, which sees the game between Boca Juniors and Auckland City. And very own man Paul James keeping a beady eye on that one for us and updating us as we go in the second half, as we get ready for the start of the second half here. No changes to either side at the break. And I just want to ask you guys one quick favour, if you're not already doing so. Please go down to the below this video, down here, hit that like button. Beside it, there should be a subscribe button. If you're not already, because I've noticed lots of people watch our content and not subscribed to the channel, is subscribe and give us a subscribe there, as we see a couple of changes for Bayern Munich. Bischoff is off to be replaced by Harry Kane in one of the changes, and Joshua Kimmich is also on for Bayern Munich. Also, Bischoff, Polina and Gnabry off. Kane, Kimmich and Elise on for Bayern at half time. So Bischoff, Polina and Gnabry off. Kimmich, Kane and Elise on at the break. No changes for Benfica at the start of the second half, which we about to get the game back off and underway in the second half. Will be Benfica to kick us off, attacking the goal away to my right hand side. The goal away to my right hand side in the second half from where I'm sitting. And the whistle goes for the start of the second half. And it's 1-0 to Benfica at the break. There is the man who's doing your commentary this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, depending where you are locked in from. For Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 in the early exchanges of the second period. As we watch the game unfold, we'll give you the two lineups again in just a moment or two's time. And there's a first yellow card in the second half, and the man who's picked up the yellow card is, I believe, is Nicola Otamendi, the captain of Benfica. That is correct. So the captain of Benfica, Nicola Otamendi, the former Manchester City defender, picks up the yellow card at the start of this second half of the game, as a free kick will be taken on this near side. Just looking at one of those changes at half time to take the set. Is in line to take this set piece. Harry Kane also coming at half time, is inside the penalty area. Michael Reese sending over this as well. Reese leaves it for Kimmich. There's a penalty area, head scope and away from Benfica. Helped clear by Cristani, who went down in that first half and was able to continue after checks at half time, but the flag goes up for offside. There are no changes for Benfica at the start of the second half. So they will line up with Trubin, Dahl, here we go. Trubin in goal for Benfica. Dahl, Otamendi, Silva, Orsons, Rayo and Sanchez. Schneiderlup, Cristani, Di Maria behind Pavlidis in the line for Benfica. We'll bring you the Bayern team in a moment or two's time at the start of this second half, which looks like this is Neuer in goal. Guerrero, Stanic up in the corner and Boy across the back. Pavlovic and Kimmich in the holding roles now. Elise, Muller and Sane behind Harry Kane in the attack for Bayern Munich, as the ball is over on that far side, as here comes Bayern Munich to try and work it in towards the penalty area. As Sane has moved out to that far left-hand side now. And on the right-hand side is Michael Elise following the changes at half-time by in towards the penalty area. The man who used to play for Crystal Palace in the Premier League is chipped into the penalty area. Goes for handball. Referee says nothing doing. It breaks for up in the corner now for Bayern Munich as he looks to try and help Bayern turn the screw at the start of the second half into Michael Elise from Joshua Kimmich. Boy plays a 1-2 with Elise, who delivers a crossing towards the penalty area. Kane come towards the near post, expecting Muller to off him and round the back where the ball was going in for Michael Elise. He stayed where he was, Thomas Muller, and the attack broke down. So Bayern have just got 2 subs remaining. Benfica have got their 5 subs remaining in this second period, and it is Benfica 1, Bayern 0 at the start of the second half. Just looking up between some of the comments here. Forward. Alright, here come the cavalry. Mike says, we're only 9 subs away from 400, it looks like. And Mike says, come on people, leave a subscribe and see whether we can do that target in the second half of our coverage this evening as we watch this game unfold in the sunshine here in Charlotte. As Kimmich delivers the ball in towards the penalty. Towards Leroy Sané, but brilliant goalkeeping there from Trubin, who comes rushing out there. And Mike has said, cavalry. Harry Kane is on the cavalry. Paul, that's very poor from you. Runner is average at best. Arsenal biased, of course, Mike says. And Mike's just having a laugh with Paul then. Paul says, not looking good for Boca Juniors. Thank you very much there, Paul. Keep us updated, my friend. Really good to have you keeping us updated on the other match of Group C in the Club World Cup this evening, as we see Upamecano controlling possession at the back. As it stands right now, Benfica top of the group on 7 points, Bayern in second on 6, Boca in third on 4, Auckland bottom on 0. As the ball is played over the top, and Leroy Sané is in behind here. Sané shot saved by Trubin there as he looked to try and get the equaliser there. Leroy Sané in behind us. Benfica just keep hold of possession, and Sanchez has lost it now to Pavlovic, and Pavlovic in towards the penalty. Thomas Muller straight down the throw there of Trubin in the end. Thomas Muller there almost getting the equaliser for Bayern Munich, but he was straight down the throw there of Trubin. Really comfortable in the end for the Benfica shot stopper, who has not really had much to do in that first half, and that's the real first chance something he's had to do in the entire match, in my opinion. Then Bayern Munich were very, very poor in that first half, and Benfica were not that much better, to be honest, but they got the goal, which was all that mattered in that first half. As here comes Benfica now in numbers getting back, as here comes Michael Elise for Bayern. Down the right hand side in towards the penalty area it goes. Pulls the ball across, cleared away as you look towards Harry Kane inside the penalty area. Elise again takes the touch, infield to Boy, back to Elise once more. Elise again. From Pavlovic this time in towards Harry Kane. Kane round the corner. Kimmich, Muller. Pavlovic just over the top of the crossbar in the end, and Bayern Munich, really good build-up play, really good interchange. Just that final ball for Vincent Kompany's side tonight, which is laying them down. It's a fantastic ball here again. Kane just onside as he made that. Sorry, was just onside as he made that run through earlier and forced Trubin into a good stop. He was well onside with Leroy Sané. Time is run to perfection, and Trubin made a brilliant stop and a small stop there. And the Bayern fans in the stadium, as I'm seeing on our monitors here, not looking best pleased with that effort. Hands on their heads, including the young boy in a cap there. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0, and Benfica will be making a substitution in a moment then. Looks like it's going to be the number 17 who will come on for Benfica in a moment. Karim Turkoglu will be the man to come on for Benfica, it looks like, but can Benfica double their lead before that happens? He's back with Manuel Neuer. Now across there, into the path there of Stanic, who can get this ball forward for Pavlovic, whose ball forward looking for Sané was poor there in the end, and Benfica win the ball back and Dahl can come away with possession. Also coming on is the number 10 for Benfica, Koku as well. Koku coming on as well for Benfica in this game this evening. And Benfica don't really need to make any subs just yet, in my opinion. I'm surprised they're doing it now, because you would have thought those kind of subs would have probably happened at half time, because otherwise you're wasting one of your 3 slots to make changes in. Here they come though. Benfica out wide to that far side, and Angel Di Maria into Renato Sanchez, and I guess the ball forward. There is Cristani, who can get the ball out wide to Di Maria. Di Maria will cross in towards the penalty area. Too much on that ball inside the penalty area and behind for the goal kick to Bayern Munich. And here comes the changes as Cristani off, and he's replaced by Koku, the number 10. And also coming on is number 17, Kerim Aktoglu. And Aktoglu will come on for Schneider up at the goal scorer. And I'm surprised by the 2 subs coming off, because along with Angel Di Maria, Renato Sanchez and Pavlidis, the other 2 coming off have been absolutely vital for the way Benfica have been getting up the field and causing problems for Bayern Munich. So I'm surprised that those changes have been made when they have been made as well. And I feel like the manager of Benfica has made a mistake there in taking off those 2 players. We'll have to wait and see whether he's got them spot on. But I feel like he's made a huge mistake there as Bruno Lage with those 2 substitutions. As they come by get back in numbers as Benfica charge forward. Wonderful bit of play here. Comes Benfica in towards the penalty area from Angel Di Maria. Back it goes there to Sanchez, who keeps hold of the ball. Well, in towards the penalties, the chance for Aktoglu, who shot is blocked and cleared away by Bayern Munich. Not with the save initially, then it was cleared away in the end. And Thomas Muller with possession is being robbed by Renato Sanchez of possession, and Angel Di Maria fouls his man, and Angel Di Maria could go into the referee's notebook. He was saying he got a yellow card. Here Angel Di Maria is having a word with the linesman on that far side. Past the Bayern man on the back of the head, Pavlovic who was fouled by him. And the game is back underway with a quick free kick, which was taken by Manuel Neuer in the end. Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0, as the crossfield pass finds Michael Elise from Joshua Kimmich. Elise down the right hand side. It goes in towards the penalty area. Back it goes to Kimmich once more. Pavlovic for Sane. Sets up Harry Kane, edge of the penalty area. Kane's cross is blocked. Behind for a corner kick to Bayern. A good start to the second half, but it remains 1-0 to Benfica. And there's going to be some more subs in a minute. And I can tell you there's been a goal in the other game between Boca Juniors and Auckland City. Auckland City have equalised through Gray on as Tari places up in the corner for Bayern here. Gray scored on 52 minutes, and there's a stoppage in play due to potential thunder and lightning we're hearing. Paul believes he's just a cloud in the sky as the ball towards the top of the back post was cleared away in the end from the corner kick for Bayern Munich. And it remains 1-0 to Benfica. With that goal for Auckland City, I'll tell you what that means for the group. It means Benfica and Bayern still first and second respectively. Benfica top on 7, Bayern in second on 6. Boca and Auckland. Boca on 2, Auckland on 1 as it stands right now. But that game suspended as it currently stands right now. We'll be until the conclusion of this game. If the Auckland and Boca game is still suspended when we finish, fine. Unfortunately, we'll not be able to bring you the conclusion of that result tonight. But hopefully that game will get back underway shortly. And if it does, we'll stay on the pitch. Here is a fantastic save there from Manuel Neuer in the end. There is from Okaturk's effort in the end. And Paul says, is this what we're going to have to prove in the World Cup? Potentially, Paul, yes, because if there's thunder and lightning in the sky, out there is they've got to stop play because of the health and safety rules, and they've got to stop it for about 30 minutes. So the game will be getting back underway if it was stopped in the, let's have the 1 minute it was stopped in, 20th minute. And so with that in mind, the 30-minute delay will be around about 10 to 10 this evening UK time. With the game, then they'll have to do some warm-ups. So probably won't get back underway until just after 10 o'clock UK time this evening, around about 10:05 potentially there, as we see this game here between Benfica and Bayern Munich, with Michael Olise in possession for Bayern. Into Tar, who just keeps hold of possession for Bayern Munich. Pavlovic round the corner for Kimmich. Olise inside the penalty area now for Bayern Munich. Back to Joshua Kimmich! And Joshua Kimmich has equalised for Bayern Munich. Joshua Kimmich has scored the equalising goal on the hour mark. Or has he? We believe he's got the equaliser, but I believe the goal has been chalked off for offside there, so it's not going to stand there from Joshua Kimmich. He's been disallowed for offside, and the referee is just looking at this again, and we'll just look at this here, just trying to see who's offside. Is anyone offside? Harry Kane is offside, but Harry Kane does not touch or make a move towards the ball. Was he interfering with the airline of Trubin there? I'm not so sure he is. VAR are checking it as we speak. We have got a VAR check for a potential goal here for Bayern Munich. Pause reported there's blue skies. Here as Reimer comes on here for Bayern Munich. So there's blue skies in the Auckland game, but stoppage in play. Over there, but the goal for Bayern Munich through Joshua Kimmich has been ruled out for offside against Harry Kane, who was in the eye line of the goalkeeper, Tubin there, and it remains 1-0 to Benfica. Here's Michael Olise for Bayern Munich. He will play the ball forward close to the penalty area. Lima wins it back for Olise, who runs towards the penalty area. Takes a touch. Olise turns away from his man, and he does well there. Michael Olise keeps hold of possession in the end as we watch on here now. Is Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in. No, for a goal kick in the end. And it remains 1-0 to Benfica against Bayern Munich. There's Boy who was substituted a few moments ago for Lima as he makes his way towards the tunnel area as the offside flag was up there. As it's cleared away is Michael Elise, whose 4 touches allowed Benfica to try and come away with possession. But here's Joshua Kimmich, who thought he had the equaliser for Bayern a few moments ago. He charges towards the penalty area. Sane, his shot is charged down. Here's Elise this time though for Bayern Munich in towards Thomas Muller on this near side of the right. His cross is deep over there of Harry Kane. Breaks for Sonia at the back post in towards Pavlovic is there. With a chest down on the edge of the box. The cross in towards Muller round the back. Muller heads it back across goal. Can't pick out Harry Kane or Michael Elise. Lima up there, up against the number 17 in Atatürkoglu there, the number 17 for Benfica. Here they come again. Now Bayern, it's Elise. Back it goes to Kimmich. Kimmich with the ball across into the path of Stanic. Stanic with possession. Back to Lima. On to Elise. Right side of the penalty area. Boston. King goes to attack it. He goes down. The referee waves it away. Says no penalty here. Benfica players on tapping with Harry Kane. They said it went down far too easy. And I'm just trying to look at this again to try and work out whether that is the case here or whether it should be a potential penalty here for Bayern Munich. And the penalty is not being given. VAR will be checking it as we speak. It's not being given. I think VAR has checked and cleared it. It will be just a goal kick to Benfica. And Pavlidis was having a word there with Harry Kane. And is Trubin to clear this ball forward long downfield, and the ball will be won back by Bayern Munich through Guerrero. This is a good bit of football as Kimmich sprays the ball out wide to this near side, and Lima does well, plays the ball infield to Upper Meccano, not Upper Meccano Tar replaced Upper Meccano on 58 minutes. Here's Kimmich though, Kimmich with the crossfield pass to Elise. Muller's there. No. Muller went down looking for penalties into Lima. Lima off of the post. Well, the offside flag is up again. So he wants it counted against Lima there. And Bayern Munich boss Vincent Company says, keep going, come on. To his side, and he's made all 5 changes now. No more changes he can make. And Lima is just offside, I believe. Or is it the far side playing him on? If there's a man on the far side playing him on, it's Hussens who's played him on. If he was onside, I think he was just off there, you know. And he remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. Initial 30-minute delay in the other game, so it's currently 1-1 there between Boca Juniors and Auckland. So that game will probably not get back underway till around about 10 o'clock potentially UK time in that game. As we played 67 minutes on the clock, it remains Benfica 1, Boca Juniors. Benfica 1, Bayern 0, should I say. Boca Juniors are currently 1-1 with Auckland City in the other game. And as we've played 22 minutes of this game here between Benfica and Bayern. And here comes a chance for Benfica to charge forward, and it was close down there. And it was Kokolu there where that effort is. Kane now with the ball for Bayern across in towards Thomas Muller. Too much on that ball at least. Sane was in there too, and Muller's apologising to the England international Harry Kane. But it's a fantastic game this to watch, those. Koku, the substitute, is down injured. And it remains 1-0. We're just looking at this again from Kimmich. We're looking from the referee's view, the Kimmich goal, and then he just says the offside afterwards. But from the referee's view, Kane's trying to say where he was, and he's saying no. The referee told him where he was. As we now entering the, I think we're now entering another. Yes, we are just having right now another cooling break, which is the second one in the second half. In this game, we have one pair off in the Club World Cup matches, and we're in our second one of the game in this match. Here, let me just recap what's happened in this game. It's Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. Goal scored through Oderslup on 13 minutes, set up by Ornessons with the goal, and and the goal was disallowed for by Bayern Munich through Joshua Kimmich, and that goal was disallowed for Harry Kane was offside in front of the goalkeeper, according to reports. And I can tell you, in the other game, it now appears to be rain in the pouring down in the distance in Nashville. We're seeing a rainfall, all lightning strikes in Gators Park, where the game between Auckland City and Boca Juniors is happening right now. So I think it's there's rain in the area, Paul, but not to the stadium. There's rain nearby the stadium, but not actually at the stadium itself, and I think that's why it has been stopped in your game at this moment in time. From what I can gather there, we'll keep you updated. But that Paul is saying there is no rain whatsoever in the other game in Nashville, where the other game's taking place tonight. But in Charlotte, there's clear blue skies, no shots of rain, as we see this game this evening. And I can tell you the official line from the game in Nashville is suspended due to adverse weather, which is not boding well for next summer's World Cup, which is taking place out in America. Paul doesn't seem to be happy with the stoppage in play over there. I can tell you the stoppage in play over here is just for a cooling break. And I can tell you that the game over here in Charlotte is about to get back underway after the cooling break, where it's still Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. Serge Gnabry had a goal. No, Serge Gnabry. Joshua Kimmich had a goal disallowed for Harry Kane being offside in the eye line of the goalkeeper. I don't think he was in the eye line of the goalkeeper from my view. I've seen it from the referee's view, and from the referee's view, it looks like he is. I think that's why it has been given. Which is still Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 here in the game in our matches. We're about to get the game restarted again after the rainfall, after the cooling break, should I say. And Mike says, oh, come on, there's rain within a 5-mile radius of the stadium, and that's enough for a delay. Absolute farce, according to Mike. And he says him and Paul saying they've never seen anything like this. We're back underway in our game as Tar finds the ball out to that far side for Bayern as they will try and come forward. It's Pavlovic to Kane. Kane's ball towards Lima is cut out. Joshua Kimmich is there. Pavlovic. And towards Kane from Muller. And then trying to play back to Thomas Muller. But now here comes Benfica with possession as Elise nips it in off of the number 17 Akçakoglu. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern 0. As Michael Elise is in behind here. The appeal for offside, nothing given. As Michael Elise goes one way, then the other inside the penalty area. Still going Michael Elise. Brilliant footwork from the former Crystal Palace man. Here's Joshua Kimmich. Now Stanic. What can Stanic do here now with possession as he plays the ball towards Elise once more? Lima's there. Infield it goes to Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich gets the ball back to Lima via Elise. Lima back to Elise. Now into Kimmich again. Kimmich rolls it back to Elise on this near side of the right. He attacks the penalty area. Crossing deep. Flicked on. He breaks it. Pavlovic. Pavlovic's shot is saved again by Trubin, and he's having a really good game back there, the goalkeeper. And he's keeping out Bayern Munich. Fantastic save. Their fantastic save in the end. But fantastic effort, and Pavlovic's shot is blocked. And he taken effort from Pavlovic. He slipped as he shot, but still managed to get a strike and a goal. But Trubin makes a fantastic save. There, Nicholas is getting on the act and says, game delays over weather issues should be fun. Not. According to Nicholas. Mike says, oh, it's raining here, cancel the commentary. I agree, Mike, element of fortune to it though, from that save from Trubin. As now here comes Benfica on that far side with the number 14, Pavlidis. The Greek international wins this side of throwing right in line with the penalty area over on that far side. Is Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. And there will be a long throw coming up here from Orsons, who will look to get the ball into the penalty area. We will have to stop for a moment as Renato Sanchez, who was booked in the 19th minute, has gone down with an injury, so he may have to receive some treatment here. Renato Sanchez. As we watch on, 76 minutes on the clock in this game, and it remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0, 31 minutes of the second half gone. If you're listening along to this and you want to get your votes in for player of the match, you can do so. Go to play.fifa.com/POTM. That's play.fifa.com/POTM for your player of the match vote for the superior player of the match. I'll be giving my own player of the match, which is sponsored in on the commentary hub by these brilliant and talented commentary services throughout this tournament. We'll try and we'll try and re-establish that partnership with the commentary services and our very good friend Barry Swain for the upcoming season to sponsor the player of the match here on the channel. It is still in place for the Club World Cup, as it was in place for the entirety of the 2024-2025 season, which saw some brilliant commentaries on the channel from myself and Paul and a few of the other guys, as Renato Sanchez is making his way off of the field of play right now. And Renato Sanchez will be replaced by Badrami. As Badrami comes on wearing 81. That's his shirt number, by the way. Before Mike says I'm calling him old. So Mike likes to wind me up there sometimes. But the offside flag is up here against Angel Di Maria. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 here in the Club World Cup. 33 minutes of the second half gone. It is Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. There's a stoppage in play, foul on Harry Kane. Harry Kane wanting a yellow card there towards the Benfica man, but he's going with the game quickly there as Harry Kane, as Kimmich sends the ball forward looking for Michael Elise in behind you. And Elise is doing really well. He's getting to the penalty area and he's held off and cleared away well there by the Benfica left back there, which is Dahl, who was back there defending really well, and the ball goes out of play for a throw-in, which will be taken just in front of the dugout of Benfica's. And you've got to say this game has been a really good match to watch today. Benfica lead by a goal to 0, and well taken goal from Schneiderlup on 13 minutes. And he was subbed off 10 minutes into the second half at Aktoglu, with Kokoku coming on for Pastane. The drama coming on a few moments ago for Renato Sanchez, and have made all 5 of their changes. Benfica have just got 2 of theirs left, as Bayern Munich have on Tar, Lima, Kimmich, Elise and Kane. As is Di Maria playing the ball forward in out of a drama. Good bit of move out to this near side, as here comes Benfica with possession. The drama now has it once more. Good bit of movement here as the man goes down. No free kick given as Tar just wins the ball back, and there's a man gone down here for Bayern Munich. I believe it's Michael Elise back there helping out defensively, and he wins his side a free kick right on the edge of his own penalty area. It was Elise, he's now charging back down this right as I believe Pavlovic gets the ball out wide to the far side. As it stands right now, Benfica on 7, Bayern on 6, the top 2, Boca on 2, Auckland on 1 is the table standing as it stands right now. And he's still suspended at this moment in time in the Auckland game against Boca Juniors, and the play will not be okay to restart until 10 to gave a word around about 10 to 10 UK time, where that game can continue, when that game will be able to restart and continue to the conclusion of the game in that match between Boca Juniors and Auckland City. They're in the Club World Cup, and now it's cleared away. Can Benfica just keep Bayern out at this moment in time, as Bayern will come forward again? Pavlovic forward to Muller, towards Cambridge. Too much on that ball, and Benfica win the ball back through Angel Di Maria, and he's been set away, but too much on that ball through towards Angel Di Maria again. Runs through to into the path of Manuel Neuer. Can set Tar away, who can find into the midfield. Pavlovic, who can't pick out Lima there, and the ball out for a throw, which Lima takes quickly to Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich will look to come forward for Bayern, and the Bayern have given the ball away again. It was Muller this time who gave the ball away, but he's won the ball back and found Elise this time on this near side. Goes in through to the edge of the penalty area, still going Michael Elise, twisting one way then the other. Elise, good bit of movement. Elise turns one way then the other and feeds in Tar. Good bit of movement from Tar to Guerrero to Sane. Leroy Sane cuts in field. Went for a bit of players. Sane goes still going. Loses out. And now Benfica will try and come away, but Bayern have won the ball back through Pavlovic. Good bit of movement here to Lima. Infield for Tar. Across there into the path of Stanic. Stanic will look up and drive into space. Need 1-2 with Guerrero. Stanic again for Tar this time. Tar are wide to Lima. Lima coming forward, out wide to Michael Elise. Elise into Lima, back into Elise once more. And this is good work round the corner. Lima's in there, crossed in deep, and is claimed in the end there by Trubin. And that was a poor ball into the penalty area in the end by Bayern after good build-up play. It's just that final ball again for Bayern, which is letting them down there now. Mike Paul says, yes, there is a threatening cloud overhead there, threatening to melt all the onlookers, according to Paul, who's watching that game for us. I'll keep us updated in the live chat as ball in towards Lambert, and Lambert in towards Harry Kane is put just wide in the end, as Bayern almost looking to try and get the equalising goal, which would, if Bayern were to equalise in this game, Bayern would be top of the table on goal difference. Well, as it stands, they are losing and sitting second, a point behind their opponents, Benfica, as the ball in towards Guerrero inside the penalty area from that corner. Vedrami heads the ball away as Benfica do brilliantly defend. Sane to Elise. Elise will look up, finds Tar. Tar says, back to Elise. And Elise will say, how wide to Kimmich on that far side. Down Guerrero. Guerrero with the crossing over the head of Harry Kane towards, and Benfica can win this ball away through Dar up towards midway inside their own half of the field. Has to go back there to Otamendi to clear away, but only as far as Stanic, as Benfica still lead by a goal to nil. Here's Lima in towards Harry Kane, back to goal. Kane with possession, trying to get a cross in. Lays off for Kimmich. Lima's there. Back now to Pavlovic. Pavlovic further back to Tar. Into Elise. Man on is the cry. Finds Stanic to find Guerrero. Out wide to Sane. Guerrero again inside the penalty area. Sane lines up a shot and he goes over the top of the crossbar. And Leroy Sané is just the final ball from Bayern tonight, which is laying him down and laying Vincent Kompany's side down. And towards the end of his tenure at Burnley, that's what's let me down as well, is the final balling and the shooting decisions, and that's what cost him his job in the end at Burnley. Could that be the same if things, because it looks like the things what happened at Burnley are happening here for Bayern as well, for Vincent Kompany. It remains Benfica 1 at Bayern 0 as Angel Di Maria is substituted. So too is Pavlidis for Benfica, and on in their places are Yao Rego and Thiago Gouveia. All the changes there is in the 87th minute for Benfica, and very, very soon I'll be announcing my player of the match this evening. And it is I would say it was an odd one, but no, really. We'll break off for the moment as Harry Kane is putting Leroy Sané through. Leroy Sané inside the penalty area, save again from True. Brilliant stop by the Benfica goalkeeper, who's keeping his side in this game. Here they come again, Bayern. Can they come again? It's Kane. Kane's cross is blocked. Kane can't get there to keep the ball alive. And he's played off Harry Kane out for a throw into Benfica this time. But fantastic bit of play there again from Trubin to deny Leroy Sané again, and he's played absolutely fantastic today. He's kept Bayern out and with the chances, and he's up there to be named my player of the match today, Trubin, who's the goalkeeper here. And thank you very much, Paul. Really pleased to get good feedback like that from a colleague and a friend here on the channel. And also to Michael as well for his comments earlier as well. Really do appreciate that, gentlemen. As opposed in towards the penalty area, and Bayern just can't get the ball into the back of the net as Benfica charge forward. Can Benfica come forward with possession here now to try and get a winner? They can't at this moment in time. They may well have to try and do so very, very soon, as the yellow card is coming out here to one of the Benfica players. I'm just trying to work out which one it is. I think it's number 47 who is going to be getting the booking here, and it is Thiago Guevara has been booked here as Benfica tidy up with the back. There's Bayern trying to come forward again. Will we see a goal here for in this game for Bayern? Not like that, as Elise's shot goes over the top and deflected over through a corner. Good game this as we come towards the end of the 90. We'll get you player of the match shortly. We'll watch this corner first before giving you the player of the match, in case because I'll be giving you a player of the match and then the goal goes in as we're giving you the player of the match. Let's watch this corner from Bayern Munich, which will be taken by Joshua Kimmich. Kimmich delivers the ball in towards the penalty, looking for towards Harry Kane. It comes out to Elise, back to Kimmich. Takes a touch, Joshua Kimmich. Lives in towards the penalty area, punched away. Pavlovic is there and he's gone down and he appeared to have pushed the goalkeeper first before getting his head punched by the goalkeeper. Bayern wanting a penalty here. The referee is giving a free kick and we're into stoppage time now, and I can tell you that we have got a whopping 8 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game. 8 minutes of stoppage time is the difference, and I can tell you right now, your player of the match this afternoon, all this evening, goes to Benfica's number one, Trubin, who has played an absolutely brilliant game. Fantastic performance from Trubin, who gets our player of the match this evening. Fantastic saves in the second half to deny Bayern when they had the chances to get something from this game. But Trubin is your player of the match this evening. Fantastic goalkeeping from him throughout the evening today, and he gets your player, and he gets my player of the match. Let me know if you would agree with that today. But Trubin is your player of the match. He's kept the Portuguese side in the lead in this game with some vital saves in the second half, and he was almost breached as well when Kimmich thought he'd equalised right about the hour mark as the cross comes in from the left hand side there, and it was from Pavlovic there, and his ball in was claimed by Trubin, our player of the match, as Harry Kane was lurking there. We've almost played 2 of the 8 additional minutes of stoppage time as Tar gets this ball forward. Can Bayern find an equaliser? Lima coming forward with possession. Wonderful work here from Lima. He gets the ball over to that far side as Benfica come back in numbers to stop Bayern's attack. Kimmich, Lima. What can Lima do here? He's trying to get the ball through to Kimmich, but Lima gets to Elise this time. Elise. One bit of movement from him. Brilliant bit of layoff. Lima. Layoff from Pavlovic. Here's Kimmich this time. Kimmich to Elise. Elise lines up a strike and just over the top of the crossbar. High wide and not so handsome there in the end. And I can tell you the updates in the other game in Group C in the Club World Cup between Bayern Munich in Bayern Munich's game between Boca Juniors and Auckland City is currently 1-1. The game is suspended there. He's suspended since about 9:20 UK time. That's when we got the news he was suspended. I can tell you the game will restart in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So 11:15 UK time is when that game will restart. We are hearing right now. We'll keep you updated on air if we get any further updates. But as we stand right now, 1 hour and 15 minutes. So around about 10:15, when that game will restart. Here is Elise for Bayern Munich. There was a ball in towards the penalty area. Kimmich round the back, and his header just read. It was Thomas Muller round the back, actually. Brilliant header around the back. Brilliant defending there from Benfica. Norsens has done really, really well back there. He was a contender for the player of the match. I just felt the goalkeeper deserved it for his saves in this game as we see Benfica trying to keep out Bayern Munich. Thomas Muller in around the near post. As the corner comes in from Kimmich, who's headed away to the edge of the penalty area for Lima. He turns away. Will he line up a strike? No. He'll turn back and get the ball to Elise. Elise gets it to Sane. Sane to Kimmich. Kimmich will look to try and deliver a cross, and he does deliver a cross. Muller is round the back, headed back across over the head of Jonathan Tah. Ball back in from Lima is claimed by Trubin, who can hold on to it for around about 7 or 8 seconds, and if he holds on to it any longer, he should be punished, and the corner should be given to the opposition, but he held on to it for about 5 seconds since claiming it. Here come Bayern again. Potentially the last chance slung. We're into final 3 of the 8 minutes left that was added on in this game. We played 5 of those 8 added on, so 3 minutes left to play in this game between Benfica and Bayern Munich. Both teams made all 5 changes now. Here's Elise in towards the penalty area for Lima from Kimmich. Lima's ball in is claimed to the near post by Trubin again, and he's had a fantastic game today. Neither do I, Mike, to be fair. And it remains 1-0 to Benfica, 1-1 in the other game. That's expected to restart in around about 1 hour and 15 minutes in the other game, and we'll keep you updated with that one as and when we can on our Twitter feed with the conclusion of that game result-wise. We'll let you know how that game finished up. There, we now have commentary game this evening. No stop in play for anything other than the cooling breaks and injuries to the players. No rain delays or adverse weather delays, should I say, as we see Bayern come forward with Thomas Muller in possession. Muller goes down. Will he win a free kick? The referee says play on. And here comes Benfica away with Vega, who picks the yellow card in the 89th minute as Muller is complaining. Will he pick the yellow card for complaining here? Vincent Kompany was complaining there as well, and sometimes you see managers get booked for complaining, and Kompany didn't get booked on this occasion though. And it remains Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 in the Club World Cup. Here's Elise charging forward now in towards Thomas Muller. Muller round the corner for Stanic. And there's a corner kick now for Bayern Munich. We're into the final minute of added on time. Will we see a last gasp equaliser for Bayern Munich to help them finish top of the table? Or will Benfica keep out in this? Harry Kane, who's headed the corner wide in there. Got the last touch there, Harry Kane, I believe. Neuer was up from the back as well. And from that corner, he just headed wide from Harry Kane. There's a well taken corner. And there's a man, Otamendi, face planted the floor there as he went down. As Kane pushed him over and his header just went the wrong side of the post, and he would have been disallowed anyway for the foul on Nicola Otamendi. And Harry Kane had scored there for Bayern Munich. As we've played the 8 minutes of stoppage time now, will we see any more time to be added on? The answer to that question is no, and the game is all over. Benfica have won by a goal to nil thanks to Schneiderlin's goal in first half stoppage time at the end of first half, on the 13th minute in the first half, which has made Bayern Munich's 100% record in this competition has come to an end, and means that Benfica top Group C and Bayern Munich come second in Group C as well. Boca Juniors are third, Auckland City are fourth, as it stands right now, with Boca on 2 points, Auckland on 1, with it being 1-1. That game there has been suspended due to adverse weather conditions, and will restart in around about an hour and 15 minutes. That's from around about 10 o'clock this evening. There, and fantastic game this to bring you here tonight. Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0 is the scoreline which is finished at the Bank of America Stadium in the Club World Cup Group C encounter. As I mentioned, the other game will restart around about 10:15 UK time in Nashville. After that game was stopped for adverse weather conditions out there in Nashville. No, an hour and 15 will be back. 11:15 it will start UK time, should I say. So an hour and 15 will be back. 11:15 it will restart in the UK, which would be 5:15 in Nashville, Tennessee. So, at the end of our match, Benfica have beaten Bayern Munich by a goal to nil. Benfica top the group in Group C. Bayern Munich comes second in Group C. We'll wait to find out who comes third and fourth, respectively, when the other game gets back underway at around about 11:15 UK time this evening. Big thank you to Mike Hardeman, Paul James and Nicholas Jones for their contributions and for them giving their evening to listen to the coverage this evening. Big thank you to Paul as well for his updates on the situation in the Boca Juniors match. But for myself, Wes Vernon, and the rest of the team here at the Commentary Hub, thanks for listening to our Club World Cup coverage. Our next Club World Cup match will be on Thursday evening, when the two big giants of Europe go head to head. Juventus take on Manchester City. I'll be on air from around about 5 to 8 for that one. Join me for that one there as well. We're full time in this Group C encounter at the Bank of America Stadium in the Club World Cup. Group C is Benfica 1, Bayern Munich 0. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you again soon. For all the team here is goodbye for now.